So I re-recorded a song this morning. Um, Salam alaikum, shalom. Everybody needs a home. I had recorded it last night, but I'd had a beer and I didn't feel it was pure in a way. I love my music. I love music, and I want to respect it. I was enjoying myself last night, but part of me felt like I could make the song better, but also part of me felt like, that's not how I like to record music. So I did it again, and I think I improved it. And one thing I liked about it is the name change. Salam alaikum, shalom. Everybody needs a home. Yeah, the Palestinians need a home. The Jews need a home. I need a home. Everybody needs one. So we can be selfish and just think about me, me, me. The billionaires that have 100 billion, they want 200 billion. Me, me, me. Or you can have a family and you're just really into your family. Or you can have a nation. And you're just thinking about your nation. But no, or religion. Or, it's just, let's break out of that. Break out of that. If there's a homeless person in another country, we don't want that. We want to help create a better situation. Why is immigration happening so much? Immigration's happening a lot because there's so many countries in turmoil and poverty and war, which has happened through time, partly because of the corruptions of governments and trying to take advantage and using resources and paying powerful people in a country to get the resources, and those powerful people may be corrupt or violent. So politics, international politics, has a lot to do with why immigration is happening. Hurting another country instead of helping them. Because a lot of countries, people don't want to leave. They want to go explore, but then come back home. They like their home. Unless there's no jobs and poverty or violence. So we have to be more cognizant of that. A lot of the Western world is really down on immigration right now, and it probably got too high. Why do I say that? Because we don't take care of our own people. We don't take care of the poor. Even the middle class we don't take care of. It's going down. Standard of living. It's harder to buy a home, right? You know that. So that's one of my thoughts is that, look, how can we bring in more people that are mostly poor if we don't even care about the poor people right now that are here? And many of them are immigrants. I mean, we're all immigrants if you go back far enough. Native Americans came from Asia. They're the first immigrants of humans. I mean, there's animals here. But this idea of hatred and look, they're no, it's us. It's mainly democracies. The voters have been voting and created this concentrated wealth and billionaires. You, me. Now, this concentrated wealth is teaching us to look at the immigrants or some other people. Yeah, look at them, the enemy. Oh, yeah, they're the enemy. Well, what about concentrated wealth? No. Quit talking about that. What about global warming, which is destroying so much, and it will destroy much more because it's a cycle, and we don't even understand what's happening with ocean currents. That could be catastrophic. You don't even want to think about that. You want to think about football or fashion. Yeah. We're damning ourselves and future generations by being very bad at That's citizenship. And that's where it has to come from, being good citizens, which is caring about your people and your place, as well as the bigger picture. Equality. You can't have a plantation of sharecroppers and slaves, tenant farmers. We don't want that. I don't want to be a tenant farmer. I don't want to be a slave or a serf, peasant. Nobody else does either. So let's quit voting like that. High taxes on the rich? Yeah, all right. They live in this society that's been built over hundreds of years. The streets, the bridges, the buildings, and everything gets rebuilt and repaired. The water systems, the sewage systems. The people do that. We, the people, have created these civilizations. And why are we transferring so much wealth to so few people? We're doing that. Oh, well, but because they're smart and they know how to do the stock market and the hedge funds and the private equity firms. And what is it, 70% of American? No, the top 10% have 70% of the wealth in America. The top 10% gave 80% of the money for the elections in 2024. The Supreme Court is corrupted and terrible for America. This Supreme Court will go down in infamy by trying to give everything to the few, trying to promote the billionaires and just step on the people, we the people. We didn't think about, oh, Supreme Court, that's important too. Who's getting elected to that? No. We're watching football. We're watching fashion shows and celebrity. What's it called? Reality shows. True bullshit. Not even thinking about climate or humanity or wages. You know, it's not so much income inequality as wealth inequality, which happens over time. And Bernie Sanders was saying concentration of ownership. You know, it starts with income concentration, well, that builds into wealth concentration. And now he's saying a few people are owning more and more of what we're surrounded by in our jobs and the information we get to see and the things we're told or the things we're not told, just like Bernie Sanders said. He doesn't, you know, he's a senator, but he says they never ask me about wealth concentration and wealth inequality and concentration of ownership. They never ask me about that. And if he starts talking about that, what are they going to say? We need to go to commercial. Or they'll just cut it out. They just won't show it. That's what will happen. They just won't show it. So it's a time that we need you. We need each other. Saturday, there's a big rally across the United States called No Kings. We don't need kings. But maybe the next one, instead of saying no something, it'll be yes equality, yes humanity, yes the people. What are we for? What are we for? Yes, a clean environment. Trump and the Republicans have cut taxes on the richest people. And now it's talking about, hey, now we have a problem with money, so we'll have to cut maybe Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food. Taking food away from hungry people to help pay for tax cuts for the rich. Obscene. True sin. You want to talk about sin? That's a true sin. Also saying that global climate change isn't real. This Doesn't even exist. We don't have to worry about it. Drill, drill, drill. More oil. And cutting funding for clean energy. Yeah, that's a sin that's going to go on for a long time, maybe forever. I don't know. Once the ice melts, when does it come back? I don't know. Ocean currents, if they slow down and maybe even stop, yeah, we're reckless, supremely reckless. We don't take no blame. We've been taught how to blame others. Look, it's them, the enemy from within. Well, it is the enemy from within. It's the voters that are listening to those people that are keeping us from talking about reality and what we really need as human beings. But we can do that. I can do that. You can do that. We have great powers. You know we do.